What's up, guys? It's Tyler with Hooksets Are Free. Welcome back to the channel. I am back with another unboxing today of something very special that was recently released at the Bassmaster Classic in 2023. So I've got a handful of them. Let's just get right into it because you already know what this is. This is the Megabass Sleeper Craw. This bait has been teased for some time now on social media and is finally out. And here she is. This bait is 3 inches long, weighs 5/8 of an ounce, and is a pre-rigged, pre-weighted crawfish imitator. Super realistic. So this bait is the 3rd edition or 3rd member of the Sleeper family of baits. Started with the Megabass Dark Sleeper, which is more of a goby imitator. Then moved to the Sleeper Gill, which is more of a bluegill imitator meant to be swum as opposed to jigged off of the bottom. And then lastly, or should I say next, is the Sleeper Craw, which is meant to also be a replacement for a jig. So it does have a pre-rigged hook and weight harness system inside the bait. I'm going to show you all 4 colors I have first, and then I will open one of them to show you. I actually have 5 colors in here. How cool is that? So the good news about this is that I'm going to give 2 of these away. So keep your eye out for an upcoming giveaway very soon on my channel if you are interested in trying this bait free of charge. That is one of the downsides of this bait, is that it retails for $9.99. So it is not a cheap bait given that you only get 1 in the pack, but there are some advantages to the way that this bait was designed and that make it worth its price. So let me just show you real quick. I've got Smoke Sunset. Smoke Sunset. This is a translucent color with some gold and purple flake in it. This is Muddy Copper, which is more of a traditional brown with copper flake. This is Natural Pro Blue, which has some blue iridescence to it, but is otherwise a pretty translucent color itself. Then we've got Scuppernong, which is more of a traditional brownish red color. And then we've got Scuppernong Blue. Okay, Scuppernong with some blue flake in there. So let's go ahead and open the Scuppernong Blue Flake. These things are impossible to take the packaging off without damaging it because of its thin cardboard material and the fact that they're stapled on there. But what I like to do is keep the hard plastic that these baits come in so that you can keep them intact and so that you don't get all bent up. So this is kind of a unique clamshell built just for one bait, and I like that. That said, if you undo both sides, this thing will not stay together other than just the top portion that kind of clips in. So I like to keep one side stapled shut so that it's easier to put back together. So, ooh baby, this is my first time seeing this bait in person. And I gotta say, it looks pretty dang realistic. So reminds me a lot of the Z-Man Pro Craws. Wish I had one handy to be able to show you guys. But of course, the advantage with this bait, the real reason that it costs what it does, is the pre-rigged hook and harness system. So it is weighted on the bottom and has a hook hidden inside the bait. This looks to be maybe a size 1/0 or maybe a 2/0, but I think probably a 1/0 hook in there. I should know, but don't. And it is apparently hidden by this slit in the middle. So the question is, how weedless is this going to be? because that has been an issue with the Sleeper series of baits, especially the dark sleeper. You know, it's got that hidden hook inside the dorsal fin of the bait, and yet it still gets hung up a fair amount. So I am curious to put this to the test and see just how weedless it is and how it might do as a jig replacement, because that is really what this bait was designed to do. Now, the main thing to note about this bait is the material, being that it's made from an elastomer style plastic. So durability is in your favor. This one bait is going to last many, many fish catches. So I'm curious to know just how well the harness will stay in the bait and just how weedless the bait will remain when fishing it. But I'm excited about the profile. I'm excited about the design. These claws are hollow and will give the bait a little bit extra movement and natural posture. You know, I believe that this bait is going to land body down and claws up, but then kind of rest on bottom. And then when you scoot it, I think this thing's just supposed to swim and look a lot like a real crayfish. So I'm excited about it, but I have not actually used this bait yet. So you can see the realism on this thing is top notch. Reminds me a lot of, say, the Savage Gear 3D and 4D craws, where this is really designed after probably a 3D scan of an actual crawdad. So very cool. I want to put this thing to use right away. So I'm actually going to take this out today and hopefully get you guys some real-time feedback. So that is the Megabass Sleeper Craw at $9.99 a piece. And then while I was at it, because Discount Tackle will give you free shipping if you spend $59 or more, I decided to pick up 2 packs of soft plastics. Here's the sticker of the month from Discount Tackle. I will include that in the giveaway for whoever wins the 2 Sleeper Craws eventually. But here are 2 baits that might or might not be on your radar that need to be, okay? First is the Spro CJ Smasher. This is a bait that came out just a year or 2 ago, designed by the Johnson brothers. They designed a couple of baits for Spro designed to fish on a Ned rig or a drop shot. This is the CJ Smasher. So I don't know if it was Chris or Corey who designed this bait or both of them, but I've got some underwater footage of this guy on a small Ned head and it is amazing. So I think they might fish it a little bit more on a drop shot, but this thing is super buoyant. It's made from Spro's material they call Dura Tough. And it is scented as well. Not super strong. I have it in just a standard like watermelon type of color. And now this one is Nasty Shad. Kind of like a lavender shad, that translucent purple top and a little bit of chartreuse flake on the bottom. So very cool color. Now these are relatively expensive baits. They come 5 to a pack and are not cheap. So I paid $6.62 at Discount Tackle. I want to say they retail for like $7.50 or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but they're not cheap, but they are super durable, and they've got a different profile, different action than what you get out of, say, a Z-Man bait that is going to be a little bit more affordable. So I only had 1 pack of these initially just to try out and see what my first impressions were, especially given the price. But now that I've seen it and caught a couple fish on it, decided to pick up another pack. Now the other bait that fits into that same exact category in terms of being a drop shot bait, that it's not super expensive, but it's also not super cheap, but has a unique design and is super effective on a drop shot. And this right here is the net bait, and Set the Hook collaboration. This has bait fuel infused into it. This is the crush worm. It's a 3.75 inch bait. They do make this in a couple different variations. This is the standard crush worm. You'll notice that it has kind of a flatworm or jackal crosstail type of design where it has this round top and flat bottom on it. So I've got this bait in one color already, more of a perch type of pattern, but decided to get one in a straight white. This is going to be primarily used for bed fishing. So I'll show you the profile of it if I can get it to stay still. See that nice little taper? Wow, that tail just wants to wiggle by itself. And yeah, this bait, though highly salted, is neutrally buoyant and has one of the most consistent actions that I have seen in a drop shot bait. When you dead stick that bait with semi-slack line or just a little bit of a tight line, but not moving it, the bait will stay perfectly horizontal in the water. So that is unique. There are not a ton of drop shot baits on the market that will do that. Most require some bit of action in the rod tip, and the baits that are buoyant will kind of stand tail up and have a pretty unnatural but perhaps feeding style posture for a bait fish. But most drop shot baits will want to just sink and require you to work the bait and cause it to have a more aggressive action. So the crush worm is one that you can work very slowly in place right in front of a fish's face, and it is absolutely deadly. So 2 packs of soft plastics and 5 Megabass Sleeper Craws is all that's in this unboxing. But if you guys liked it, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your initial impressions are of the Sleeper Craw. Are you going to purchase and try these out for yourself? Or are you just gonna enter my giveaway when I post it here in the coming days and hope to win one so that you can try it out for free? Either way, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.